Hey, pull up your chairs, grab your Easter hats. We have an episode for you. We are going to get you ready for Easter Sunday, and we are going to talk about where did the hard-boiled eggs come from, but more importantly, what do you need to share about the gospel with someone else? Hey everyone, welcome to the Pastor's Hangover, where we chat through and clear up any cloudiness in your walk with God, any hangover, I guess, that you might be experiencing. We're going to clear up and talk about and answer your questions.
Yes.
With us today is Pastor Hal Mayer.
Happy Easter week.
Yay.
Yes, sir. Resurrection Sunday. You know, Easter used to be about just a big chocolate Easter bunny. You remember those solid chocolate ones?
What the Cadbury?
Wait,
I don't know what it was,
that
but
what
it was
it
a
is?
big old in the ears first, you know?
Well, those were hollow though half the time.
No, I had the solid
You had the
ones.
solid. Have you
Yeah.
seen the
Wow.
ones now that they're selling that are the peanut butter and chocolate?
Ooh,
They're the
man.
Reese's.
No, come
They're
on
a full
now.
pound.
Oh,
Put that thing in the freezer.
What?
just get that.
Wow.
I don't know what happened,
it
but
is
the
about
moment I
Jesus.
started
Yeah.
fasting,
It's about
all my
Jesus.
Instagram
Oh,
feed
yeah.
turned to this
Oh,
kind
man.
of
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
I grew up in a sanctified house. We didn't celebrate bunnies.
Didn't even do it.
We
No
didn't do-
Easter
we
bunny or
didn't-
anything.
No.
Nope. Yeah, my
We were
father,
heathen, man.
My father was like, bunnies ain't got nothing to do with Jesus.
It's true.
So we
Yeah.
and
That
our,
is
our
hysterical.
neighbors would. They did it at school, but we come home and it's
Yeah.
like my dad
What
was
about
like,
peeps?
nah.
Peeps are sacrilegious?
Yeah, we didn't do no Easter candy,
Wow.
eggs.
Well,
No, he just wasn't down with it. It was
yeah,
just
yeah.
Guys, I just got to say this. If you're not watching Wes Huff on YouTube and you're a little bit of a nerd, you're missing out. Did you see his thing on Easter and the Easter eggs?
no.
So one of the reasons why the eggs came into play is not, it has
Oh,
nothing
yeah,
to do with,
yeah.
it has to do with the fact that they gave it up for Lent. And so many times they would hard boil the eggs so that it would keep
Yes.
until they got done. And then one guy goes, he started
was
he
scriptural.
started decorating them and
Yeah.
giving them out after Lent to people
Wow.
as a way of celebrating it. So
Yeah. Wow.
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 it's, that's just cool. I like that. I'm like, okay, now I'm okay with that part.
I gotta.
I just got to find the rabbit part where
Thanks,
the chocolate
Wes.
rabbit.
I'm
Yeah, where
about
did
to
that
start
come
doing eggs
from?
now.
Wow.
Where did that
I'm
come
about
from?
to change my everything.
We were gonna do an Easter like chubby bunny challenge. Have you seen that? Where you put
Oh,
as
yeah.
many peeps in your
Yeah.
mouth as possible.
Man.
But we thought that would break house fast.
yeah. That's
So,
true.
so I wasn't gonna do it on the show.
How much water we can chug? I don't know.
Yeah, that would be too rude.
Anyway, where
So
are we?
let's dive in. We're coming off of Pastor Hal's message.
Yeah.
No.
Wait, how many weeks are you now?
I am 31 weeks pregnant.
Wow.
Come on.
Wow.
Good.
We are right. We are right
Getting
there.
We're almost in the safe zone,
Yeah.
and we'll
You know,
third
we're-
Any
trimester.
moment.
We were thinking about what to get the baby, and we just thought about us doing like a real nice portrait, like an 8x10 glossy
Yeah.
of us.
Of
It
us.
should go up in the baby's room. I
Yeah,
feel.
Yeah.
in the
I
baby's
think so.
room.
Like right over the baby's
Yeah,
bed.
it just looks
And,
up.
and it's just
What if we got like a mobile? Yeah.
like a mobile
Yeah.
of our
it's
faces.
just
our
like the
faces.
Trinity.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
That would be awesome.
Even the
Why-
camera guy is cracking up right now.
Baby, that baby will be so inspired.
Oh, my
He'll
gosh.
probably do great things.
And when he's sleeping, I'll just play the Pastor's Hangover.
There you
No,
go.
he'll sing. He'll
Yeah, I'll
sing. for
sing
the
over
baby,
it.
yeah.
Oh, you'll record him some tracks.
There we
Done.
go.
Wow.
I was singing for my
That is
granddaughter the other day.
terrifying.
She was so amazed.
She was amazed. Like
Wow.
amazed good
Well,
or
she's
amazed
9 months
bad?
old. She
Oh.
doesn't have, but she was like looking at me like, "You're amazing."
Oh, well, that's
Oh,
terrifying.
okay.
So you guys keep brainstorming. Keep brainstorming on a good gift, okay?
Yeah.
Amen.
Pastor Hal, amazing message. Love makes the invitation. Easter week, I think it was just so filling.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing and filling.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, one of the things that I really didn't get into in the message was the fact that it was Palm Sunday, and Palm Sunday is such a interesting idea to literally go from everybody's excited about Jesus to killing him within
Well, a
one
bipolar
week.
crowd.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Praise
just,
them, love them, and then all of a sudden crucify them.
and it's that guys, you got to pay attention to whatever's being sold to us, whatever we're hearing, and that's why it's so important to have good, sound truth because man, it's so quick.
Yeah.
A crowd. I know this
Don't
is
follow
such
the crowd.
a dumb thing to quote, but I remember in Men in Black,
Let's
not
bring
Will
that up.
Smith's character, but the other guy said, "A person is smart, but people are stupid." And that,
Oh, yeah.
and the idea was, yeah, a person has the ability to think, but when you get people in a crowd, a lot of times it's very easy to just
Yeah.
go along with the
No
crowd.
doubt.
And so, especially as Christians, we have to watch the way we're going because, man, people can turn in a second, all of a sudden tell you everything that you believe is not right, and they did. They turned on Jesus, but In that, yeah, the power of an invitation. I mean, one of the reasons we talk about this big during this time of year, I just looked up to make sure I was right on this, but they say 80% of people will say yes to an invitation to an Easter service.
Yeah.
Power of tradition.
80%. Because there's a lot of tradition there. It's that time that people naturally show up. And yeah, we do. We have a bunch of people that come on Christmas and Easter. And you can get frustrated with that, or you can go, that's just one more opportunity.
Embrace the opportunity.
Yeah, that's one more opportunity where maybe this year that changes.
right.
That turns into something more. For this year, maybe the message just connects in another way.
That's right.
And so one of the reasons that we talk about it big right now and at Christmas is there's power in invitation, and this is just one of the times
Don't
every
come
year
alone.
where people go, maybe I will.
Don't come
Yeah.
alone.
Don't come alone, man. Invite some people. Yeah.
And you talked a ton about the invitation. I guess one of the questions that people wanted to know is, why do Christians need so much encouragement to make the invitation? Are they afraid? Are they too comfortable? Is it fear? What is it? What would you guys say is the reason why more Christians aren't making
Right.
invitations?
There's probably a lot of reasons. I think we forget the reality of eternity.
Yeah.
That there one day there's a heaven and there's a hell, and we don't like talking about the hell, but it's a reality because Jesus talked about it. That if people walk away from the Savior and don't understand He's the only way, then there's only one other place, and that's hard. But we forget the gravity of that. And then we also are afraid we're going to be rejected or persecuted or laughed at. But I'd rather be on the side of at least making the invite than never saying anything.
Yeah. I saw a great post this week that said, "You're not overwhelmed, you're distracted." And I really think that's what it is because we are so distracted from what's most important. And so we fill our times with everything. And it's so easy. I mean, you're married, you have kids, especially with a job, all those things. Like, life is busy, and it's very easy to be so focused on what's right in front of us and stop paying attention to Jesus. I mean, we just said it. You go from Palm Sunday to Easter, and people change that quickly. It's very easy in the scope of a week to totally disconnect from who God is and what He's done for you and all of that because you're not at church or you're not doing anything on a regular basis to remind you of that. But that's why we say, man, you need to spend time with God daily. You need to spend time in prayer, because if we're not doing anything to reconnect us to Him, then we forget. And
But your everyday life, you're running into people.
Right.
It's not have to go out of your way. It's your,
Right.
it's your coach, your teacher, your friend. They're there. The circle is there that you see every day.
Yeah.
Invite those people. You don't have to
Absolutely.
do totally random strangers.
No, it's Matthew 28. He says, "Go, therefore." It is what is called a participle, which means as you're going, as you're doing life anyway, in your circle of people. Evangelism is not an extra thing.
No.
It's a part of our faith.
That's really good.
And so it's not a mission field, it's a mindset. Man, this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is like I go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I'm representing Jesus. I'm talking about Jesus. And I mean, you said it.
Yep.
People are not just afraid, but also too comfortable. And I think we need to remember that comfort is not one of the fruit of the Spirit.
No.
Love is, and love is bold, love is compassionate, and eternity isn't optional.
Yeah.
Like our silence should feel like sin.
That's so good.
To know that I have the answer for heaven and hell, and I'm going to keep it to myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm too afraid that you might reject it. People rejected Jesus
Yeah.
way more than they accepted him. And even Jesus gives, what is it, Luke 10? It might be Luke 10 and Matthew 10, where both times Jesus says, when they reject you, say, just keep going.
And he says, "Blessed are you when men persecute you."
Yeah,
Yours
go
a blessing.
to the next place.
Go to the next place.
Shake the dust off of your feet and move on. And then he tells the disciples, tell them the kingdom of God is still near.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not changing what it is. And our obedience to the commission isn't based on their response. It's based on our responsibility. It's like we have to share because that's what God has called us to do.
Yeah.
And don't make it a big thing. I think that's probably what we get the most afraid about, because we want to make it an event. Like I love going on mission trips, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
But what's even more cool is that I get to talk to my neighbor
Every day.
Larry.
Absolutely.
I get to just and every time you talk to somebody, it's not an invitation. Sometimes it's just how you doing. Get to know them. What's going on in their life? Be a part of their life, and then
make
it may not even be an
Yeah.
ask to church.
Yeah.
Hey, come to my house.
Come for a
Hey,
barbecue.
let's go
Yep.
have lunch.
Yep.
Yep.
Start somewhere. And I think we make it this big thing. What makes it easy when you're at a church and we're doing Easter, we've made it easy for you.
Yeah, we have.
Like we're doing the celebration, we're preparing the dinner, we're doing all the stuff. So all you have to do is make the invite. Man, we got cards, we got social media posts, we got all these ways you can invite people. Man, just do it. The least that the worst that someone can say is no.
Right. You know, it's
Not
funny.
this time.
Yeah. Well, you know, think about if your neighbor across the street, you see his house burning, smoking, and smoke coming on windows. You go knock on his door and go, hey, you need to get out of the house. Your house is burning. You don't go, well, I don't want to offend him. It's the middle of the night. I don't want to offend. No.
Probably
Man, there's
He knows
danger.
his house is burning.
But there's danger.
There's
you know?
danger.
And so that whole idea of worrying of being offended, the world is more bold than Christians these days, which is sad. Bold about the wrong things.
Yeah.
So let's be bold,
Yeah,
but not rude.
Not
But be
rude,
bold.
yeah. What's the magician?
I was just thinking about that pen.
Penn, yeah.
Yeah.
He said if Christians really believe what they said they believe, they would speak up more. And he was really offended that more. He wasn't even saying that Christianity isn't real. He's just saying if you believe it like you say it, then why aren't you saying it to me like it's an emergency?
Yeah.
Like my eternity is in the balance and you're treating it casually.
It's
like,
good.
come on.
Yeah, he had somebody give him a Bible after a set, and he goes, I'm not offended at all. He goes, I'm more offended if a Christian knows this and they're perfectly okay with me going to where they think I'm going to go. But it's that idea, like comfort. Our comfort should be redefined. Our comfort should be in the fact, and truly there is comfort in this, and knowing who God is and doing what He asks us to do.
Yeah.
Like when you actually make the invite, there's actually kind of like all right, I did what I was supposed to do. And look, the reason we have all the invite cards and the social media and the big signs and stuff like that is not to take it away from you. It's to back up what you're already doing.
Yeah.
Because it's when you make the invite, they can do what everybody does now. And hey, go look on YouTube or go look on their website or go look at the things and go, okay, this seems like an okay place to go. And so it's that idea of going ahead and pushing forward because it is. We're inviting people to a party, but we don't have to do the preparation. That's the best party. Is
it's
when
funny.
I don't have to get ready for
The
it.
gospel literally means good news.
Yes.
It's not like bad news.
No.
We got the best news.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
I mean, you know.
And don't
Absolutely.
forget, that's how you got here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's how you got to watching
Yeah.
and listening to this podcast because someone invited you, someone
right.
said something.
Right.
And so be that for somebody else. Plant seeds, water, whatever. You never know what you being committed and consistent is going to do for someone's eternity. So just start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell how many times someone said, I wish I'd have brought a friend. I had no idea it would have spoke right to them.
Yeah.
Because we're
Wow.
planning this message. I mean, let's face it, a lot of it's towards your friends. We're going to really,
Well, and one of the things that whenever you look at Jesus' life, so much of what he did was as he was walking somewhere. Just to go back to the thing that you said, go. It wasn't that everything that he had was planned. It was that he was interruptible. And so many of us live lives that literally can't be interrupted. It's so packed, it's so much that we go, no, I don't have the opportunity to do that. We've got to be able to create the margin so that when all of a sudden our neighbor goes, hey, how you doing? We actually can stop and have the conversation.
Yeah.
When somebody says something to us in Publix or Walmart or whatever that may be. I remember one time a lady at the cashier just talking to me and I noticed that I was at the end of my thing and I'm going, oh, we got to get done. I'm going, no. She's asking the question. I might as well have the conversation. I mean, this is one of those moments. And who knows what God's going to use with it. Our job is just to be obedient. And
divine interruptions.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right.
You mentioned it in your message because I think going back to the fear, a lot of people are afraid. You mentioned it in your message. They're afraid that someone's going to ask them a question that they don't know.
Yeah.
And the best answer is, I don't know.
Truth, yeah.
Find out for you.
I'll
but I
find
don't
out.
know.
Let's find out
That
together.
shows authenticity.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Christians aren't called to know everything.
Yeah.
Or even to get it all right.
No.
Man, I don't
But
know.
our wives are.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, if you ask, yeah.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah,
I'm
you
in
are.
trouble now.
You are. But yeah, just if you don't know, you don't know.
You don't.
And keep it moving. Say, man, let's figure out together. Let's find out together. Let's read it. Hey, come to church with me and maybe we can go ask one of the pastors that question.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the thing he said was really good. Get on the roller coaster with his son. Oh, you're on. Hey, I'll meet you there because people have this fear. Hey, I'll meet you at the lobby. We'll sit together. Give them a little anything you do. Yeah.
Yeah, just understand if you just pay attention to the people that are hurt by church or the people that hate church, if you just listen to them, what you think you're walking into is awful.
Yeah.
Like you really do. You think you're walking into a place where people are going to be mad at you. They're going to judge what you're wearing, how you look, all those things. But that's not all what it is. And especially when you get to walk in with somebody else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I always get annoyed whenever I've had to go to some parties with my wife where the party is all of her people and then she leaves me. I'm
The best time.
Man, come on. Like you said you wouldn't do that. And
you're such an extrovert, Hal.
I'm such an extrovert that immediately I'm going up to everybody and starting a conversation. But you're just looking for that other guy. You're like, hey, your wife left you too. Okay, let's have a conversation. But it's that same idea is we have the ability to walk somebody in and introduce them to people, God's people, but also to God. Yeah. So it's a cool opportunity.
The best thing you can do is be available.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't need to be. I think I've heard people say, "Man, I don't feel qualified to share my faith." Your story is it.
That's right.
Your story is your seed. You don't need to go to school. You ain't got to be qualified. The woman at the well wasn't qualified. She didn't go to any classes. She didn't do any Bible study. She just said, hey, I mean, even her evangelism was, hey, come meet this guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like it wasn't.
He knew everything about me.
Yeah, she didn't go through, man, he told me about the Old Testament and he walked me all through.
Yep.
No. Come meet this guy
Yep.
who told me about myself. And then that's it. That's all you need. And even if you don't have a well-crafted story, hey, man, just come meet this Jesus who changed my life. I used to be like this. Now I'm like this.
I can't explain it all, but it's real.
Yeah. And so, and that's really all you need. Pray, be interruptible, as you said, and be available to see what God is going to do. God will always show you opportunities.
Yes, he will.
That you can go talk to people, even if you think you don't have them. Because I had someone say, well, I work from home. Well, good. That means you're online. You're talking to somebody. God will always open up a door for you to talk to somebody. A couple months back, I'm on the phone with this lady, insurance. I'm on this phone with a lady, and she works from home. And she doesn't know that I'm a Christian. And she started asking me about the weather. Oh, where are you from? I'm in Florida. She said, oh, the weather's great down there. And immediately, without skipping a beat, she goes, so do you know Jesus? And I laughed. But this was her.
Yeah.
She was witnessing
Good
to me
for her.
Wow.
Yeah.
over the phone, just without skipping a beat. She jumped into, hey, do you know Jesus? I was like, yeah, I do know Jesus.
That's
and
awesome.
she's like, yeah, I got to find out. She said, this is how I evangelize to people over the phone. I just throw it out there.
Pretty cool.
I said, that is,
Yeah.
and she works from home.
Yeah.
I said, so that's awesome. God will always open the door and give you an opportunity for you to share your faith no matter where you are.
Well, she was probably confused because you were yelling at her about the insurance claim, right?
Yes.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't acting like a Christian.
so funny.
So let's address the rejection, right? The what if someone says no to you? How do you respond if someone says no? I don't want to go to church with you.
Or no, I don't want to hear about Jesus. Well, just go to hell then. Just kidding.
No.
Actually, when I first got saved, to be honest with you, hey, seriously.
Wait a minute, hold on. You
What?
can't just jump into.
Well, I was going to tie it in. Because,
Okay, go ahead.
listen,
Go
I mean,
ahead.
You're talking about ability and
Make this work.
availability. I was available when I was first a Christian, but I didn't have I wasn't as,
Kind as you are now.
kind.
Yeah.
But you learn.
A lot of
but,
zeal, no wisdom.
But even in your mistakes and your blundering, God uses you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. And that was a joke, okay? People don't want to hear it. You don't want to force it, right? You don't
Right.
want to. It's like Jesus said, the harvest is ripe. You ever try to pick a green orange off a tree? You can't. Pull it. Don't yank something off the tree. Let it. It'll naturally fall. You know, look for those low hanging fruit. But yeah, I did actually say that before.
Wow.
To someone's face?
No, but it was. I was street witnessing, and I was at this club where I used to go and party, and the girl was being really lewd and everything else. We're outside in the parking lot, and God gave me a word for her. I know it sounds strange. I said to her, I turned and looked at her, and she looked at me. I said, "You're a wicked woman, and you need Jesus." And immediately she sobered up. It was weird. It was a weird time. Yeah. So I'm not saying you're supposed to go around telling, but at that moment, but we need to love people. You love people into the kingdom, but there are times.
Well, and they're not rejecting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not. Like
For sure.
they are. I mean, they're rejecting God, but the hope is too. I mean, they say on average you have to hear an invitation 7 times or something like that before you decide to do it. And so the goal is you're starting something. I mean, you shared the story about the girl that you had talked so much about Jesus and she hated you for it, but later on, that happens, and that happens with so many people. I mean, meeting a Christian sometimes is not enough. They need to meet a couple, and then sometimes that first time you do it, they say no, but it's still in the back of their
You're
mind.
planting seed.
Yeah, you're planting seeds. You're waiting for that moment, like I talked about, like that God ordained moment where in that moment they may not have felt they needed to go to church or they need God or they need something else. But who knows what happens later on?
Yep.
Who knows what they go through that week or what happens? And so,
Don't be discouraged.
It's not.
No.
Yeah,
You got to move on.
Yeah.
You know, Jesus said, "Go to the house, and if they don't receive you, shake the dust off your feet. Go to the next one. You can't get personally offended by it."
Right.
Yeah. He said, keep your peace.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I love that. Like keep your peace. I think rejection is inevitable, and so you should don't let rejection harden your heart. Let it refine your faith. Okay, God, this makes me stronger for the next one. This helps me because I think sometimes through rejection we learn how to do it better.
Oh, no doubt.
Sometimes the rejection is you didn't say it right.
Right.
You didn't approach this the right way. You get to go away and pray. Sometimes the rejection is, man, you don't know what church hurt that person has been through, what trauma that they've been through. And so you need to ask better questions. And sometimes it's not inviting people to church.
Yeah.
I think that we want people to come to church. Right. We want people to come to our central area of worship. But sometimes the first step for people is, can I come to my home?
That's right.
Come, go meet me for coffee. Yeah. And I think if just because someone is turning down church, it doesn't mean they're turning down Christ.
It's good.
So they may have an invitation for a relationship. They're just not ready to walk into a sanctuary yet.
Yeah.
So come back with something. Ask God, hey, God, let me pray about this and find out what's the next step here. Because maybe the next step is I don't need to say anything else.
Yeah.
Maybe I just planted the seed and I'm walking away. Maybe I'm watering and I'm walking away. Or maybe the next step is God saying, hey, ask them to the next thing. Ask them to your son's baseball game. And then y'all going to eat lunch after it. I loved, like when my children were growing up, we just loved inviting kids to our house. And kids just enjoyed coming to our house. And when we sit down to eat dinner or lunch, we talk about the Bible. And they were a part of that.
Yep.
So we did that before we invited them.
There you
And
go.
they were like, now we want to go to church with, this is what you all do at church? Y'all talk about? Yes.
Yeah.
So they would come and just be a part of what we do. So
That's
you
good.
never know. The invitation can happen in so many ways.
Well, Jesus did that way, right? Zacchaeus, hey, I'm coming to your house. He didn't say, come to the temple with me.
Yeah.
The most notorious sinner. And he goes, I'm coming to your house for dinner.
Yep.
Kind of like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, you know?
Yeah.
The
A
old
little bit
movie.
different, a little bit different,
movie.
you know, but similar.
And guys, I'm trying to think of how many times I've had this rejected. I've been definitely rejected in the side of come to church with me, but it is like on maybe one hand I can count the number of times people rejected me praying for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've had Ethan atheists go, yeah, go ahead.
Pray for me.
Yeah. And so we have it's just another way of showing, hey, I care. Even if you don't want to do what I'm asking you to do, I'm still praying for you. I still care for you.
Yeah.
And so to continue to do that.
Yeah.
So can you guys share the feeling about when you have invited someone and you've seen their life change? Like, how does that feel? How does that make you feel?
There's nothing like watching
it's the
somebody
best
go
high.
from hopeless to healed.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it in the world. When I was about 13, 14 years old, our church used to go out and evangelize in the street. And we would go out in groups on Saturday. And maybe it was pride. All I ever wanted was my own group. I remember growing up, I just want my own group. I want to lead my own group. And then one weekend, my dad gives me my own group. He's like, Daryl, you get to go and take your own group. And so there's a little marketplace down, like a flea market area down the street from our church. And I'm handing out, flyers and stuff. I'm really just want to get rid of these flyers. And I don't think anybody's going to accept Jesus, but I'm just excited that I'm going to get rid of these flyers. And I'm telling this lady about Jesus, and I'm being very flippant about it. Just, hey, here's the flyer.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I want to get saved. And it so threw me. I wasn't prepared for it. This was my first somebody saying they want to get saved. I'm 14 years old.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, I'm like, okay. And I got the little handbook and I literally flipped to the end of the book to go, what do I say? Because I wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what do I say to this lady? And so I said something to her. We did walk through salvation. And I thought I'd never see her again. And she comes maybe a week later, 2 weeks later, and she brings her kids. And so she's a single mom. She brings her kids. And they stayed in our church
that's cool.
for years after that. Yep. So to see that moment and go, wow. Like, I know I wasn't the first one, but God, I was so glad and so grateful that I got to be a part of watching their life change. And
it's good.
Yeah, to see
it's
them,
exciting.
See our children grow up in the faith. It's like, man, that's amazing. So that, for me, that excitement and that feeling has never left. Yeah. And for every person that I talk to about Jesus, every place I go, it's that woman to me. Mm-hmm. It's like, you never know what generations you've just affected because you said, hey, accept Jesus.
Well, I'll say this. If you're a Christian and you're in a rut or your relationship with God is stale, you start being a witness and letting God use you, and you see someone come to church and give their life to Christ. You're talking about a resurrection. It just renews your whole understanding and purpose of being a Christian. And because some of us were in ruts because we're not really outreach oriented.
Right. We're not allowing the love of God to flow through us.
Yeah.
And that's what leads to ruts more than anything else.
Well, you're spiritually constipated.
We are. And
that's good.
That's a good.
Let it out.
Absolutely. And I think until
that's a good one.
It is
spiritually
a good one.
constipated.
Well, that's what happens.
Think about that mentally.
Receive,
like
and never give out.
Yeah,
you need to.
It's true.
Christian hoarders, I like to call it.
That's it.
You're just building up and never sharing.
Right. Man. And they wonder why I don't ever feel like I hear from God. Well, because he's probably been talking to you and telling you to do something. You just haven't done it. Mm-hmm. And so that's when we make it all about the weekend or all about just the things that we do instead of understanding it's about the people.
Yeah.
Because I think until you actually do either invite somebody in or you're a part of someone's story, you don't realize it can happen. Yeah. Like I do. I think we put God in a box. We don't realize how powerful he is. But that moment that you bring somebody in who is absolutely lost, broken, all those things that we all were, and you see them, their life changes, but then they start bringing people and they start growing, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I got a situation right now, and I'll give a shout out to Sherry and JJ, some good Jewish friends of ours who've come to faith. And watching Sherry's relationship with God and how it's grown.
Yeah.
She inspires me. Sherry, you inspire me. So that's what it does for you. It inspires you. Yeah. So keep it up.
But what's incredible is when you're walking with somebody, the questions they have, you're like, that's good.
Yeah.
And they see it in another way that you forgot the way you saw God. Well, God's amazing. You're like, you know what? He is. Yeah. And it's a weird thing to say, but like I said, this Sunday, we get used to God. We get used to his love. We get used to the fact, oh yeah, he died for us on the cross. Like, we do. We get to that, and that's a sad place to be in, where we're like, oh, yeah, he died for us. We just take it for granted.
Yeah.
And it's when we see that come alive in somebody else that it does, that it unites our faith.
It's good.
Yeah, I was thinking about even just we do the sowing, God does the growing. Like, you know, I had my cousin lives out of state, and we don't talk very much. But last Easter, he reached out, and he said, you know, I see everything you're posting about your church and inviting people. Like, you really inspired me. I'm gonna look into this God thing.
So cool.
Wow.
And then this Easter, he's getting baptized at his church.
That's awesome.
But you look, and a year goes by, right? It starts with a seed. Whether you're posting invites on social media or whatever you're doing, just being conversational, being evangelistic. It's a piece of what we do. It's a piece of our faith.
Absolutely.
You're missing out, man. Do it. Never know what might happen.
Never know.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts as we go into Easter this weekend? All locations. It's going to be spectacular.
One thing I would say is, and I know they talked about this at different places, but all the services are the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll just tell you guys this. Hey, you can come on Sunday at 11, but it's going to be packed. It's going to be awesome,
I'd
but
try
it's going to be
a different
packed.
day.
I
Yeah.
would. Friday night is a great time to
5,
go.
6:30 at
I know some of the
Luke's
campuses
campus.
have Saturday night too.
Yeah.
But finding or even the sunrise service. Sunrise is an awesome experience.
Yeah.
And so getting out there and do that. Look, if you're inviting a friend, they want to go with that. That's awesome. Just get there early.
Leave early.
Just leave
early, so
early.
you can have time to relax.
But it is an incredible moment.
Yeah.
But make the invite. Just just ask God, please show me give me the moment, and be open to that moment, and just make the invite.
I want to see at least one Easter hat.
You're into the hat thing.
Listen,
You
I
said
just
this
want to.
last
I haven't
week,
seen an Easter hat in years. I just want to see one. I want to take a picture
I feel
with
like
a
I see
person
one or two every
with
year.
an Easter hat.
But they
That's
can't
that's
sit on the front row of that Easter hat.
Yeah.
Can't sit on the
You
front
block-
row.
you
You got to at
block
least
it out.
be
You have to take it
like,
off during
like
service?
7th row back
No,
somewhere.
man.
Seventh?
Yeah, you can't block
They
the
gotta
whole
be
front.
in. Or take the hat off.
Maybe, yeah. I just want to see one.
I don't think
Kentucky
Easter
Derby
hat.
style.
Yeah.
I don't think you take the hat off. I think
No, you don't
everything
take
is
the-
done around
Yeah,
the
it's-
hat.
it's-
so it's
Okay.
not something that you
Yeah.
can.
I know you're
just-
talking about. I've
just
seen
do.
those.
You've
Yeah.
seen it,
Yeah.
yes. I just want to see my hat. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. No
Be good.
Well,
What do you
thank
think?
you guys. We know that if you guys like just being on the inside here to see how much these guys have poured into and meditated and obsessed over every moment of this Easter service and what God is going to do in preparing. And I know that God honors the preparation and the time that they've all invested. So thank you guys for what you're doing. And thank you guys for being with us for another week. And we'll see you this weekend. And thanks for listening to the
Amen.
Pastor's Hangover.